Hey guys, what is up? So I hope you're all doing well. I'm not trying to talk too loud because my flatmates are probably sleeping right now. So I got an exam in about 30 minutes and I woke up just 30 minutes ago. And even though I put an alarm at 7, I didn't hear it whatsoever. So I'm so lucky that I forgot to switch off the 8 AM alarm I usually have put on. So if I switched it off, I would probably not be able to wake up to make the exam. Just wow. So I'll have an application programming examination. So this is pretty much Java thing, where we're gonna have to write some code on paper and stuff like that. So nothing too fancy. So what I'm gonna do right now is just try to pack quickly as possible and go grab my bike and get on the way to the university. I'm trying to make it to the garage as quickly as possible just to get my bike out. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm not nervous because I've studied for the exam, alright? I'm not nervous about the exam, I'm nervous about not making it on time for the exam. Well, the uni's not quite far away, it's alright, but still, oh my god. Right, as if that wasn't enough, it just started raining. Well, traditional British weather, innit? But, oh my god. I'm not sure how well this day is gonna go, but this is my bag right here. So it's time to stop vlogging, maybe try to get to the uni as fast as possible. Right, so I made it on campus, and although my hair is pretty much a mess, at least I'm not so wet because it stopped raining, so that's pretty good. Now the next bad thing is pretty much this room, this examination room, which is pretty much the worst one they could ever think of. All my mates are going in a proper room. This is just a small seminar room. I think I found it. Should be somewhere around here. Still got 10 minutes to find that bloody room. Just amazing, eh? Right, so we pretty much made it to the room. I think it's the one down the hallway. Recognise this similar face over there. So wish me good luck. Right, see you later, guys. Right, so I literally just got back home. I dropped my bag over there, dropped my past paper. Pretty much now it's the past paper here, the exam paper over here. Most importantly, right now, I'm thirsty. I didn't have the chance to drink. I didn't buy any water on campus, so I haven't drank for like 3 hours. I'm so thirsty, oh my god. Fucking hell. Right, so the exam paper was relatively easy, right? There were 3 questions. I'm gonna grab my paper here now. Right, so there were 3 questions. The first question had already some code written on it. So if you check right here, yeah, pretty much has some code written off here. We were asked what output will this code produce. So this is pretty much a GUI question. They give you the grid back layout, they give you the border layout west and east, and they give you 2 buttons and tell you pretty much draw what you see, which is very easy, right? Now then we had to write, using anonymous inner classes, we had to add event listeners to the buttons and respond to when the user presses the make noise function, which is just kid start. That's 10%, that's 10% for the GUI. Right, so you design the GUI, you get 10%, and also the anonymous inner class implementation, that's another 10%, so that's 20% from question 1, subsection A, pretty much. Question 1B, explain the significance of the abstract class and the abstract method make noise. So all we had to do is just write down what an abstract class is and how make noise method is making use of this abstract class information, pretty much. And now finally for the question 1, it says explain the effect each of the following scope modifiers. So we have to explain what no modifier means, what it means when we have a public, private and protected modifier. That's 10%. So those four questions they give you 40%. Eh? It's not bad at all, is it? That's almost half the marks of the exam paper, just for this one stupid question. Right, question 2, we were given this code. Yeah, probably gonna take a picture of that and put it in the video. So we had a set of coordinates, right? And we had an implementation of a hash set. So what we had to do in there is pretty much explain what is the result of the code, what does it mean, and also explain how it is generated. I might even provide answers to this paper maybe sometime by the end of this week, because I've still got one more exam, I think. 3 days, that's artificial intelligence. Anyway, part B of the question 2 asks us to rewrite the compare to method to sort the coordinates in ascending order of the y values. So literally, what we have here, we already have the compare to code written, right? All we have to do is just rewrite that, make it in ascending order, change the values when it returns -1, 1 and 0, and also change the variable which we are comparing to, which is y, for the y value. That was easy peasy. Alright, the final question was an implementation of Java database connectivity, pretty much an implementation of that. So we had to assume there was a database table called parts, and it holds 3 columns: part reference code, number in stock, and price, which is pretty much a double. So we had an integer and a double. So what we had to do there is essentially write a query, create a statement instance, and then write a query, pretty much an execute query. And once we've done this, we would have to go through the result set. And once you iterate through the result set, which is the exact same way you iterate through a normal iterator, so you would have to do that and just print out in a specific format those answers, pretty much the result we got in the list printed out. That's all we have to do. That's 10% there. Question 3b. Imagine you want to add a new item to your stock list, write a method to insert a new row. Easy peasy, we use update query. We also have to write the appropriate exception. Again, we could declare statements, stuff like that. No problem. That's 20% for doing a select and an update. Half of the code is already written. If you know how to declare the statement, how to use that and process the SQL exception, that's it. It's 20% there. Explain the use of appropriate diagrams of JDBC and its architecture. I didn't answer that, alright? Don't judge me. I literally had 7 hours to go through hundreds of slides, right? To do the entire revision, because I was literally working Saturday and Sunday. I was working all day, like 8-hour shifts, so I didn't have time to do proper revision. I was working 2 till 10, so you can only imagine. Yeah. Alright, I didn't answer that question. I'll probably have to go look through the slides, the lecture slides. They pretty much explain what those are. But personally, I never used Java database connectivity. I never connected to database using Java. Well, except for the labs, of course, when we have to do some coursework. Right. Question 3D. Explain the use of exceptions in Java, what an exception is, and why exception handling is needed when you're writing code to X relation database. So this is pretty much not even a trick question, but let's say it's a bit. You get 5% if you answer what an exception is, right, and how it works, and you get another 5% for answering why you have to use it for relational databases. Obviously. Oh, sorry, it also says use references to your answers to part A, part B. So if you remember what I said just a few moments ago, part A is asking you to do a select, which is an execute query, and part B of question 3 asks you to insert an additional row, which uses the update query method. So pretty much you'll have to say that if you don't use exceptions, then you might not get the proper query done, so you don't know if you get the proper results back in for the result set. And for the update query, you might update database, but you may alter it in a way that it might damage the structure of the scheme of it. Finally, question 3e, explain the security implications of Java database connectivity, allowing any string to be passed through DBMS, database management systems. That's very easy, that's SQL injections. And so if you allow any string to be passed, you can literally put SQL code within your string, pass it into the SQL server. The SQL server processes it as SQL code, and that's it. This is pretty much what SQL injection is. Alright, so that was the past paper. I finished like 40 minutes earlier. I think I've made 2 or 3 mistakes. Tomorrow I've got an academic exam. Alright, so tomorrow I have the team project challenge module. which pretty much you have to bullshit your way through it. It's multiple choice questions. It's not a big deal. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go upstairs, go watch Game of Thrones, final episode of the final season. Didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. I came back from work, I was knackered, so I just went to sleep straight ahead, and I almost missed my exam this morning. Just terrible. So yeah, I'm gonna go watch Game of Thrones and I'm gonna do some revision. Alright, see you in a bit.